Did you know that more than 50% of high school students have posture problems? This includes forward head posture, lateral curvature of the spine or scoliosis, and hyperkyphosis or slouching in the thoracic region. My name is Sergey Chernov. I am a doctor, a pediatrician, and a host of Stick Rehab Method on Channel 1. And if you have children, watch this video to the end. It will help preserve their health. Before we break down the main reasons that worsen posture in modern youth, and before I show you some effective, simple exercises for independent home practice, let's first take a moment to determine why a child really needs good posture at all. After all, one could just calmly, easily, and comfortably sprawl out into a cozy position. But no, I always say that posture is the key to the health of all body systems. Let me show you in simple terms what happens to all the systems when, for example, a forward head posture is observed. That is, as soon as the head moves forward, the child begins to slouch, the respiratory system gets blocked, the full volume of inhalation and exhalation is compromised, breathing becomes more shallow, and consequently, the amount of oxygen consumed decreases, leading to poorer blood circulation and oxygen transport to the final cells, organs, and organ systems. The cardiovascular system. The child is constricted and the heart has to work harder and more intensely to pump the volume of blood. Consequently, over time, this can lead to the development of arterial hypertension in adulthood. The intestines and the digestive system. There is a lack of proper self-massage, which occurs when the diaphragm is working actively. When there is a good inhalation, the diaphragm moves down. A good exhalation, the diaphragm pulls up. The intestines are constricted, leading to impaired peristalsis, constipation, digestive problems, and dysfunction of the pelvic organs. The lymphatic system is also impaired because, again, the central reservoir of the lymphatic system is located under the diaphragm. The speed and intensity with which lymph flows through the body depend on how the diaphragm is working. And lymph is the foundation of immunity. Immunity declines, the child gets sick more often, catches colds. Some chronic issues start to emerge. The nervous system. A child with such posture will psychologically feel more depressed. It will be harder for them to realize their potential and express themselves. Their cerebral circulation worsens and the quality of attention drops. And of course, the entire musculoskeletal system suffers. It's not just the neck that suffers. Further on, hyperkyphosis occurs in the thoracic spine. Flattening of the lumbar and cervical lordosis happens, and protrusions, intervertebral hernias, and other degenerative issues with the spine and joints arise. That was just a rough, simplified overview. Now let's take a moment to break down the various causes that lead to the development of poor posture in children. The main reason that harms posture and destroys the health of all body systems is prolonged static positioning in an incorrect posture when it occurs. There are statistics showing that a child in kindergarten is still more or less healthy in terms of their musculoskeletal system. But as soon as they start primary school and continue moving from grade to grade, the number of musculoskeletal pathologies begins to increase. What is this all connected to? It is primarily connected to those uncomfortable school desks where students sit for such long periods, the lack of regular breaks or any adequate physical activity during lessons, and the often indifferent attitude of teachers, parents, and even the children themselves toward their own posture. The second most destructive cause for poor posture is undoubtedly our constant reliance on gadgets and computers. After school, the child comes home, does or doesn't do their homework, but then picks up their phone, sits at the computer, adopts that incorrect static posture, and plays games or chats with friends for an hour or two. Parents, put a stop to this. There should be limited control throughout the day. Determine for yourselves how much time they spend, whether it's half an hour or an hour, but if you decide to allow them to use their gadgets for an hour or two, there must absolutely be regular breaks included. After just half an hour of working, playing, studying, or even chatting online, there must be some form of physical activity. They really need to get up and do some simple exercises. Under no circumstances should you ever allow them to sit still for hours on end. This kind of sedentary behavior is critically harmful to the long-term health of all their body systems. The third reason is the lack of proper physical exercise. The child either moves around chaotically trying to make up for their activity deficit or doesn't exercise at all. Again, modern gadgets. We used to play soccer, go outside and run around. We didn't have all of this, there was more activity. Now the child is in a virtual environment, they are running around in their thoughts, but their physical body is sitting still, not getting enough exercise. The muscular system isn't developing and bones aren't forming properly. And as a result, by the age of say 16 or 17, instead of a fine young man or a beautiful maiden, we get some kind of goblin who is just sitting there, or even earlier than that. I was riding my bike recently and saw a scene like that. It's happening all the time. I see it on the subway everywhere. It's both adults and children. We are living in the age of goblins, as I call it, meaning people have stopped watching their posture. What needs to be done? You need to exercise regularly and systematically. At the end of the video, I will show you 3 simple but very effective exercises for building a uniformly developed muscle corset in 3 planes to maintain proper posture. And I will talk about why it is important to do not only dynamic exercises but also static loading. The 4th reason for poor posture is improper sleep habits. Let's say a child is using the wrong pillow, perhaps one that is smaller than what they actually need, which prevents their neck and spine from resting in a neutral position. Accordingly, some muscle groups become overstrained while others become overstretched. Or conversely, the pillow might be positioned higher than it really should be for the child. This causes compression of the intervertebral discs, their nutrition worsens, and consequently, cerebral circulation becomes blocked. After such sleep, the child will feel unrefreshed, tired, cranky, and will have a hard time studying. And now, as I promised at the beginning of the video, I will show you 3 simple but very effective exercises to improve your child's posture. To perform these exercises, you can easily use common household items such as a rolling pin, a roll of plastic wrap, or even a half-liter water bottle. But in the stick rehab method, we use a special stick for our sessions. And the first exercise we are going to do is the behind the back pass. Grip the stick firmly like this, and simultaneously, as you inhale, slowly raise your arms up high. Then, on the exhale, lower them down and pass the stick behind your back once again. This exercise is very simple but truly mega effective, as it helps to open up the chest area quite well and improves your overall posture. Because the problem of slouching is when there is a curling inward here, shortening of the chest muscles, and weak functioning of the back muscles. By performing this simple, uncomplicated exercise with the stick, we provide ourselves with an additional inertial load, and the mass of the stick itself helps us to straighten up better. Be sure to synchronize this movement with your breathing. Inhale, go up, exhale, go down, and perform this exercise from 10 to 30 times per set. It will help to effectively work out the spine and back muscles along the axis of flexion and extension and strengthen these areas. The next simple exercise is a hand-over-hand grip at chest level, palms facing down, and now on the inhale we move the right hand back, stretch the opposite left one forward, and on the exhale we return and pass the stick over. Inhale, back, exhale, return, pass it over. With this exercise, we help to stretch the major and minor pectoral muscles well, which are usually shortened due to poor posture, and strengthen the interscapular region, the middle part of the trapezius muscle, the rhomboid muscles, and others located there. Inhale, go back, exhale, return, pass it over. As you master it, you can increase the speed and improve the smoothness of passing the stick from your right hand to your left. Besides being a wonderful exercise for developing the musculoskeletal system and strengthening the back muscles, it is also neuromotor training. Since we are working with both the right and left hands, we are constantly integrating processes in the right and left hemispheres of the brain. This is incredibly important for maintaining neuron health and, in general, your cognitive ability. That is to say, it supports the essential functions of attention, perception, and so on. The exercise is simple. Pay attention to the fact that your knees should absorb the shock while we are working. At the moment of catching, squat down slightly, and as you inhale, straighten up a little. It is actually very simple to do once you catch the rhythm of the exercise, so perform it 10 to 30 times as well. And the third simplest exercise that I will show you in this mini complex is catching with palms facing forward at the pelvic level. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, return and pass it over. Simultaneously with raising your arm, turn your torso towards the arm. Exhale, return. This is also very simple. It's as if we are imitating a spear throw. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We are currently working through the third plane. The previous exercise was about twisting, while this one is specifically about lateral stretching. And by performing these three specific exercises, we achieve a workout across all three planes of motion. This is the minimum required to build a well-developed and balanced muscular corset. And this mini complex, as you understand, if we perform 10 to 30 repetitions, it takes about 3 to 4 minutes, and it's elementary to do with any handy object. It is most convenient, of course, to do this with a stick. And in the stick rehab method, there are even more effective exercises that require, of course, a higher level of mastery, but they wonderfully strengthen the muscular system even more, improve your posture, and help you maintain that alignment throughout the entire day. In addition to your dynamic exercises, I also recommend adding static load training a few times a week. This will help you effectively train another slower type of muscle fibers. For an even better understanding of the importance of correct posture, I recommend watching this video. May you and your children be blessed with vibrant health, natural grace, and the gift of maintaining correct upright posture.